Number 10. Sonic is blue.
Hey, buddy. It looks like you lost your rocket shell thing. Oh, there it is.
Sometimes I feel like you're the only one that understands me.
Off the bat, you can tell this mic has a warmer, more crisp sound than the other ones. Then we have Katie Love to sing VA with this here portrait of His Royal Highness, the Frog Prince, wearing a top hat. I couldn't have channel surfed at a better moment.
He writes in that Barney corrects him, and he's like, "No, you call me the devil."
The game is fun even when you're by yourself, as any single-player game should. Of the boss. Knuckles, no! Hey everyone, skull902 back here for Fart 5? Jesus, I'm not gonna live that down. Indeed. What a big idiot I am. And if you're wondering why I'm doing a best of 2020 stream and showed that clip that only has like video clips from stuff before 2020, I made that channel showcase earlier this year. It counts. But hey everybody, skull902 here. And this is my best of 2020 live stream. I'm going to be taking a look back at the content that I released this year, and like I said, just having a look at the best of it. What I thought was the tippity toppity of my uploads here in 2020. I see we've got some familiar names in the chat. Hello to Olivia, Leanne, Great Waluigi, and Vertera. I hope that you guys enjoy this little retrospective, this look back on the year. So excuse me. I tend to categorize my videos into certain groups. So I do skits and more specifically sprite videos, let's plays, reviews, and stuff of that like. And I've also got like my storytime series and just other random bullshit. So I'm gonna try to organize this stream that way by looking at the categories of things. Unfortunately, there was only one storytime video this year, so I'll have to lump it in with the random bullshit. And live streams as well, because there's only one stream highlight video that I did this year. So why don't we just get to the random bullshit section here? I've got 3 videos that I want to show for it. And the first one for the just other section is going to be my best performing video this year, and indeed on my channel all time. It fucking exploded. Back in January, I asked GGD if I could do a comic dub of the opening scene of The Murder of Me's 14th issue. And again, it fucking exploded. Episode 7 of Sonic and Mario had been my most viewed video for like a decade, and then like that one just fucking passed right over it. So we're gonna start off with that one. And then in the tradition of this being a live stream, I don't know why I said tradition, but because this is a live stream, I'll be showing my stream highlight from September 5th. And then after that will be story time with skull902 number 5. So I'll join you guys again after these 3 videos. So yeah, see you in a bit.
Sonic? Is that you? I can't believe this. Why are you wearing a cape? And gods! Is that blood on you? And what's wrong with your teeth? Sonic? Why are you so quiet? Oh, I have blood on me too. Great. Where are we anyway? How did we get here? What happened to you? I'm so lost. I don't remember anything outside of our talk in my shop for the most part. And I was such a jerk back then. Ugh. My head is killing me. That star in your hands. I followed it after I woke up. It guided me to you. I can even feel it from here. It's nice and warm. But it seems you really need it, right? Especially since we're both in this. Cave? A secret base? Ugh. Creepy hieroglyphs here too. You know, Sonic, it seems that after all this time, we're stuck together through another mysterious adventure. Isn't that funny? When Eggman was attacking our villages, you saved everyone, including me. Remember when you used those Chaos Emeralds to power up that one time, and you turned yellow? Sonic, that was incredible!
You can't win forever, Sonic. You're going down one way or another.
Keep dreaming, Eggman. At this point, I'm pretty much unstoppable.
What did you call it? Supersonic? Do you think we could use those gems again? Yeah. Who am I kidding? You especially, don't need any jewels to bust out of here. Right, Sonic? Alright. I need to get you out of here. Sonic, it's me. I know I was not a good friend to you. I should have never yelled at you. But I'm not going to hurt you. I'm going to get you out of here. You want that, right? Then you have to trust me. See? I have you. It's just like old times, eh, Sonic? Only this time I'm carrying you to safety instead of you carrying me. Isn't that a twist? I wish you would talk to me.
Mario, go fish!
It's my turn now.
He can't jump backwards, I forgot.
I'm a no.
I'm used to Koopa pressing me.
Okay, now you just got this
Your
guy.
move.
So you want to make this jump?
Yeah, sure.
He's gonna have to. He lost his other King Yoshi. This is his only chance.
My redemption arc begins now.
So you want to do this one?
You just gotta whittle him down as slow
You're
as you
so
can.
good, you got Mario confused.
Oh, now we can jump this other Koopa.
You fucking fool!
Okay, you want to jump this?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good move.
Okay, you want to eat this guy and then jump there.
Mm-hmm.
Click where you want to go.
Uh-oh.
Aw, shit.
Okay,
Alright,
Jump that motherfucker.
Oh no!
My God,
We're
He
evenly
was-
matched now.
he was down by so many. Rabbit has evened
You
the odds.
next. Mamma mia.
Gonna have to move one of them.
I'm a no.
Okay,
Son of a bitch.
and now we get that shit, Dad.
Yep. Pretty much had him at a
Let me
stalemate there.
think.
No, he's gonna move.
Now he's
this
just got
way.
one guy.
He lost. He
Oh
lost.
my
Yep.
God.
He gave up. He's done.
That's a great move.
I won. I can't fucking believe it.
Dude, you had 3 and he had like
oh, you're
15.
so good.
Wow.
Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus.
Oh, here it is.
God
yeah.
damn it.
Mario's gonna put these on
You're gonna have to get a Yahtzee,
the
my dude.
kind line.
Oh, by 2
Okie dokie,
points,
your
too.
move.
Okay. Here comes the stressful rolls.
Attest to the shit. Let's go, boys.
Oh my god.
Boom.
Holy fuck!
What the fuck?
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Mamma
Fucking take it!
mia.
First
I win!
fucking roll. What?
I win!
Now we get
Fuck
to
you, Mario!
we get
Mamma
to.
mia.
We're gonna have to clip that pretty soon.
Woohoo!
That's a stream highlight
Hayate.
for sure.
Hey,
Yes,
you won.
boy!
I just about got a heart attack.
I don't think I've ever seen something like that happen. Just a straight up yacht out the fucking bottle. Jeez.
Monkey Dude felt like blessing me.
Mario, go fish!
Hey everyone, skull902 here, and today marks an anniversary. 15 years ago on March 26th, 2005, what is probably the most iconic episode of Sonic X premiered in English, 2 days shy of a year after its original airing in Japan. Why so iconic? This fucking Sonic and Amy scene. I don't like this show's writing as a whole, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. When they're trying to do these really heartfelt character moments, it works unbelievably well. A lot of these moments were done with Sonic and Amy, and I've got to say that the implication that he might in fact reciprocate her feelings is a surprising but interesting thing to see in an official Sonic project. Which is weird because there are plenty of other times where he's just a straight up asshole to her and his other friends. It's almost as if there were two producers waging war over where to go with his character. But you read the title, you've seen the first bit of this video, so you might be asking, what the fuck does the most iconic scene in Sonic X have to do with your shitty YouTube channel, Skull902? First of all, ouch, and second of all, I'll tell you in a moment, you impatient ass. This is what we call build-up. Okay, I'll tell you now. Let me take you back to the year 2008. YouTube was a very different place. What kind of videos are popular now? I never used a trending tab, and I haven't noticed a distinct type of video being more widespread and popular than others in a very long time. But back in the day, there were a few options that made you more likely to be noticed, and one of those was the rant video. Most of the time, they were just somebody standing in front of their camera speaking their mind about a particular topic, usually one that pissed them off. I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but it seemed like one of the most popular ones was Big L2K6. I made reference to his PETA videos in my Let's Plays of their games, but he did more than that, let me tell you. In addition to PETA, he would talk about things as tame as video games all the way to stuff like the Westboro Baptist Church and Jesus Camp. Most of his stuff was centered on nerdy shit, like anime. I personally found him through his rant on fans of Naruto who were being annoying in the comments of one of his videos. He did, by the standards of the time, a pretty good multi-part editorial on why the 4Kids dub of One Piece was terrible. I watched this guy a lot, thought he was funny, oftentimes agreed with what he had to say, and silly as it sounds, his videos did a tiny bit of help shaping my views on morality when I was a teenager. So after about a month of watching his videos, I decided to send him a private message, which, by the way YouTube, why the fuck did you get rid of the amazing private messaging system you had back when I joined? Anyway, I diligently tried to word my message as politely and genuinely as I could. Told him I liked the rants, thought he had a good head on his shoulders, wow it's so cool to see a fellow YouTuber from Michigan and who likes wrestling, all that good stuff. At the end of the message, I gave him my contact info on Skype and to my utter fucking surprise, I later saw a friend request from him which I obviously accepted. And this is where things start to get rolling. Sometimes Al and I would have these nice text-based chats in Skype, and thinking back on it now, I kinda wonder if he knew he was talking to someone in their early teens. If so, it's cool that he, in his early 20s, would give a kid like that the time of day. Based on my own experiences, it seems like people that age 13, 14, 15, and so on just want to be talked to and treated like they're a regular person rather than like a kid. So it was very nice of him to do. Anyway, one day I watched that scene of Sonic X and, even to this day, I am absolutely perplexed by this shot right here. 4Kids blanked out the sign in front of Amy's house, which already seems unnecessary, and then let's add on to that with the fact that they cut out a completely different shot from the scene entirely. Surely they could have found a better way to save time. Nevertheless, I always thought it was kinda surreal for them to just leave in this blank sign in front of the viewer. Like, without the text, there is absolutely no context or reason for this shot to even be in the episode. Young me was so confused by this phenomenon that I made a comparison image and sent it to Al, commenting that it'd be funny for him to do a video on. He said it would probably be a short one if he did, and then, again to my surprise, he did. And if you want proof that I made the comparison image, here you fucking go in all of its original 2008 Microsoft Paint quality. So there it is, my first kinda sorta crossover with another YouTuber. The properties for the original image say that it was made on August 27th, 2008, so around the time I was only just meeting KN and hadn't voiced in any of her videos yet. For a bit of a Where Are They Now segment, Al's still around making videos on YouTube and I still check in on his channel every now and then. That's how I know about this masterpiece.
Oh fuck, why did I do this? I regret everything. No, stop please, God help me, no, well shit.
So that's about it. Al, if you happen to catch this, thanks for humoring a young boy back in the golden days of YouTube, and I hope all is well. I've been skull902, thank you for watching, and have yourselves a wonderful day.
Alright, so that was the first little batch of videos here for this nice reflection back on 2020. I see some more people have joined the chat and everything. So, you know, hello to Stardown and Katie and Austin Black. I hope that you guys enjoyed those first 3 videos. Certainly. Yeah, Katie, that Snorlax video is really funny. Basically, the point of it was that he was talking about how, like, Snorlax's first sprite, like in red and blue, was like laying down, and he's like continually gotten more upright over the years. So, you know, the joke is being obviously that, you know, eventually he would just like fall down. I fucking love that video. But yeah. And a happy new year to you too, Katie. So next up on the list of things to look at, it's going to be my thoughts. So for the My Thoughts series, I did a few videos this year, but I'm gonna have a look at 3 specifically for this stream here. It's going to be my looks at how, you know what, let me rephrase that. It's going to be my reviews on the Scream movies, then my Ice Age sequels video, then my Let's Playing 5th Anniversary retrospective. So without much further delay, let us get into the My Thoughts series for 2020.
Hey everyone, skull902 here, and after missing out last year, I want to do something for Halloween. Plus, it's been a while since I did a proper video. So to that effect, let's talk about my favorite horror franchise, Scream. Created by a down-on-his-luck scriptwriter with a love of horror in the mid-1990s, the original movie was a game-changer in the horror genre and was the start of an entertaining series of films. Compared to other slasher franchises like Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street, and most of the Halloween movies, Scream is something of a rare gem in that its overall quality is actually really good. Seriously, I don't think there's a bad one in the bunch, and I'm gonna talk about why. Forgive the screenshot collection, they're there more for visual appeal as I ramble, not so much to fit in with the things that I'm saying. The first movie is a great introduction to the world and characters of this franchise. In it, our protagonist Sidney Prescott has been dealing with the death of her mother Maureen for the last year when a string of killings begins in her small town of Woodsboro. Complications with the relationship she has with her boyfriend Billy Loomis, as well as the killer taunting and attacking her over the next several days, culminates in a house party hosted by her friend Stu, where it's revealed that not only Stu was involved in the killings, it was masterminded by Billy as a revenge plot for her mother's affair with his father, causing his mother to leave. The film does so many great things here, like the excellent twist on who the killer was by having multiple red herrings, seemingly killing one off and then revealing it was a 2-man job. but it also introduces us to an interesting set of characters, with Sydney just trying to live a normal life, Billy's unsettling nature, especially after the reveal, Stu being completely wacko, film nut Randy and his rule set for horror survival, Dewey's honest nature, and Gail starting off as a bitchy and sensitive reporter but redeeming herself in the end. Like I said, the film was a game changer too. It poked some fun at the horror genre and slasher flicks in particular with its tongue-in-cheek references and uses of black comedy, and did some ballsy things like killing off Drew Barrymore's character Casey Becker in the opening scene after having marketed her more or less as the star of the film. I first saw this as a video rental from Blockbuster when I was 8, and that late night watching it was a real treat. The last shot before the credits still sticks with me after all these years. It felt like the perfect way to conclude the movie. Scream was fantastic as well as groundbreaking, and the film's overwhelmingly positive reception made sure a sequel was soon to be made. Sometime after the first film, Sydney is now attending college with Randy, having made a new boyfriend in Derek and a close companion in her roommate Hallie. All is seemingly well until the couple gets killed at the premiere of a movie called Stab, based on what happened in Woodsboro, kicking off another series of murders. Dewey and Gail come back to respectively talk to Sydney about it, where it's revealed that there's some tension between the two after Gail's book about the Woodsboro killings. Gail also tries to reunite Sydney with Cotton Weary, who was convicted of murdering her mother Maureen but was exonerated after the details of Billy and Stu's actions came to light. Meanwhile, another reporter, Debbie Salt, is keeping tabs on the new killing spree. After the deaths of Randy and Hallie, the killer chases Sydney down into a theater. Revealing himself to be Derek's best friend Mickey, he kills Derek and says he's looking to get caught in order to become famous, the center of attention of a media mob for committing such a crime. It's then revealed that he got help from Debbie, who Sydney recognizes as Billy's mother, Mrs. Loomis. Debbie's motivation was simply revenge for Sydney killing her son despite his actions. She then shoots Mickey and fights with Sydney before Cotton turns the tables. Mickey and Mrs. Loomis are killed, Dewey is revealed to be safe after Debbie attacked him and Gail the night before, and Cotton and Sydney seem to somewhat settle their differences. It was a real toss-up for me over whether this or the first was the best film in the series, but I think I'm gonna have to give it to this one ever so slightly, which surprises me a bit considering I saw it the least out of the original trilogy. But I think the cast and their dynamic all works toward this film's quality just a teensy bit better. We again have multiple red herrings, but I think they did a great job making it even more of a mystery who the killer would wind up being with Cotton's inclusion in the story, plus the first movie's survivors, now experienced, get to show off their full potential in a situation like this, which is a great show of character growth. Combine that with the series' familiar meta sense of humor, and we've got ourselves yet another classic. Cotton Weary, now a nationally famous talk show host, is driving home when he gets a phone call. It soon takes a turn for the worse when the caller reveals he's been stalking Cotton's girlfriend in their house. After failing to gain information on Sydney's whereabouts, the stalker kills them both. Sydney, as it turns out, is living a life of isolation, now out of college and working as an over-the-phone crisis counselor who's been starting to feel the effects of PTSD, frequently hearing her mother or having nightmares about her. This movie is more so about Dewey and Gail, who tried to settle down after the second film before Gail couldn't take the small-town life. They meet again in Hollywood, where the troubled production of Stab 3 is further complicated by the killing of its cast, which started with Cotton. After the killer taunts her over the phone, Sydney travels to Hollywood to work with detectives on the case. More cast members are killed before the remaining ones, along with their director, Roman Bridger. Dewey and Gail meet up at the mansion of the movie's producer. The killer makes his move, picking off more of the cast until holding Dewey and Gail hostage as a means to get Sydney to the mansion. They get into a brief scuffle before Sydney's lured into the home's private theater, where the killer unmasks, showing it was Roman behind the killings. He reveals that he was actually behind it all. Conceived during Maureen Prescott's short tenure in Hollywood, he tracked his mother down only to be rejected by her. Discovering her adulterous ways, he convinced Billy and Stu to kill her before the first movie, becoming the director of the events that followed. He took his rage out on the film industry by killing people involved in it, and now he only had Sydney left to finish the job. They fight, Dewey and Gail catch up to them, and Dewey ultimately puts an end to Roman. Afterward, Dewey and Gail get engaged, and Sydney is shown to have let go of her past, living a life in the company of her friends without any fear. Like I said, this was the first one I saw, having gotten a VHS copy of it when I was 7. For nostalgic reasons, it is still my favorite of the films, but it has its flaws, like how some of the killings really relied on convenience, Roman's reveal lacking some impact since he had never met Sydney prior to that point, not to mention his death, and the level of detail in his voice changer box. Like, I refuse to believe that was Maureen's exact voice. Sydney's PTSD must have had something to do with her perception of it. but it still has enough of the same feel with its soundtrack and humor, along with otherwise good writing, to make it a good film. Not as solid as before, but it works. Now a published author, Sydney returns to Woodsboro to promote her new book. Shortly before then, 2 high school students were murdered by a new Ghostface. Evidence is found in Sydney's car, meaning she'll have to stay in town with her teenage cousin Jill as a suspect. Dewey and Gale have disagreements which cause them to investigate the case separately. Dewey as the sheriff of the police department, and Gale employing the use of the high school film club to get some possible leads. After another couple of murders, the film club goes ahead with its plan to marathon the stab films at an event that nearly costs Gale her life. Afterward, Jill's friends gather an after-party at her friend Kirby's house, where killings closely resembling ones from the first movie take place after Sydney arrives. Jill is revealed to be Ghostface, with the awkward Charlie as her accomplice. She says her motive was jealousy after the attention Sydney got in the wake of her surviving all the attempts on her life. She then betrays Charlie, killing him, and says that she intends on being the sole survivor in order to gain the attention she always desired. She fights with Sydney and wins. In the hospital, Jill is informed that Sydney survived the attack and she attempts to kill her before she can tell the truth about what happened. Gale, Dewey, and one of his deputies, named Judy, try to intervene to no avail. Jill holds Gale hostage before being killed by Sydney with a defibrillator and a shot to the chest as reporters outside sing Jill's praises, yet to know the truth about the situation. In a post-credit scene, Dewey, Gale, and Sydney share a laugh as the latter is shown to be recovering fine. I do think the film is good, but I also think of it as the least of the 4. Something seems a little off about it, as if the people behind it were rusty. Which makes sense considering how long it had been after Scream 3. I'll give you an example. Billy and Stu looked conceivable as the killers in the first movie, while Jill and Charlie I think barely have it here. Jill way more than Charlie, who damn near looks like an elementary school child. Still, we get some interesting stuff like Sydney being a suspect this time, Dewey and Gale dealing with the troubles of their relationship, Gale's creativeness when dealing with her own investigation of the events, as well as the ending in the hospital. Plus, as a Metro Detroiter, I got an absolute kick out of seeing WDIV anchorman Devin Skillian as one of the reporters. It still had the referential, tongue-in-cheek tone, like with the double subverted beginning of the film. Our main trio of characters are just the way we remember them, and it manages to work itself into being a fitting sequel despite its shortcomings. Overall, I think the Scream series is fantastic if you couldn't already tell. I think that it's mostly well-picked cast, particularly the main players who got time to develop over multiple films, alongside the best choice for director. Its self-referential humor, setting, characters, look, and score give it a unique style that I don't think has been replicated. It's a smart series with a real knack for nuance and subtlety, like how the dime a dozen Ghostface costume meant literally anyone could be committing the murders, the killer in Scream 2 taunting Randy about never getting to be the star when you consider Mickey's motivation, the way you can tell the difference between the killers who are working together from the way they carry out their actions, or how each of the movies has Ghostface use the phone differently. Thanks to Rabbit for pointing that one out. Scream was my gateway into horror, particularly slasher flicks, and I think it was the perfect series to do that, at least for me personally. Plus that costume, particularly the mask. It's still my favorite among all the famous slasher icons. Wes Craven was right on the money by using that one. It's a series I love, well, to death, and I hope that the upcoming 5th movie can continue the trend, if not improve on it. That'll be enough gushing from me for now. I have been skull902, thank you for watching, and have yourselves a happy Halloween. Hey everyone, skull902 here. 2 years ago I made a video about why I love the first Ice Age film. However, I didn't touch on the sequels. Back in the day I liked the 2nd and 3rd films, but when the 4th came out I had zero interest, same for the 5th. They just looked like they were gonna be terrible, especially the latter. However, since I did a video on the 1st, I thought it might be interesting to reassess my opinions of 2 and 3, as well as see 4 and 5 for the first time. Who knows, I might be in for a surprise. Before I watched the sequels though, I saw the original again after missing out last year. To sum things up, because I don't want this section taking too long, I still think the original is a great film that has a fantastic story on the surface with some nice complexities underneath, along with well done humor and likable characters that had good development. Maybe some of that opinion is rooted in nostalgia, but I stand by what I said 2 years ago. If I were going to recommend any of these movies, it'd be this one. A classic to be sure. The effects of global warming on a camp run by the Herd are beginning to show, and its members have only 3 days to escape an inevitable flood caused by the ice dam melting. On the way, they run into Crash, Eddie, and Ellie, who, as Sid would put it, is a shemoth that thinks she's a possum. The two herds will have to learn a bit about and get used to each other on the journey, as they're not only racing against the flood, but prehistoric sea creatures have been thawed out and they're on the hunt. The film does a great job of immediately setting the mood. They made a good deal of money on the first movie, and they showed it right at the starting bit with Skit to showcase the improved animation and visuals. The music, now done by John Powell, is different in tone but fits the mood of the movie quite well. What I think Ice Age 2 does best is its jokes. I was cracking smiles and chuckling at even the dumbest of them. This movie's sense of humor has charm. The characterization took a bit of a hit though. Sid's not quite as much the lovable dork he was in the first movie, what with his constant reminders of Manny's loneliness, but he does make up for it a bit in other parts. Of the new characters, I really like Ellie. She's sweet, if a bit clueless for a fair chunk of the movie, and Queen Latifah gives her such a friendly quality. Crash and Eddie don't make quite as good of an impression. I liked them well enough by the end of the movie, but it legit took me right until the end pretty much. That being said, Sean William Scott and Josh Peck did a good job with their voices. As for the overall plot, it's a serviceable story. As good as the comedy was, perhaps they focused a little too much on it because while the serious bits weren't bad, big points go to the scene where Ellie realizes she's a mammoth. They were just kinda there, and the subplots about Sid wanting respect or Diego's fear of water just kinda appeared and disappeared as they pleased. Also gotta point out some great continuity. When Skit temporarily goes to heaven, a choir sings to him that's composed entirely of dodos. I really liked that callback. After this watching, I ended up liking the movie even more than I did my first couple times seeing it. Ice Age 2 I'd say is a solid film. Not nearly as good as the first, but still good, or at least not one I think anyone would be easily bored by. While Diego decides it might be best for him to leave the herd and Manny is tending to Ellie's pregnancy, Sid feels somewhat out of place until finding 3 eggs in an underground cavern. Once they hatch, it's revealed that they were the babies of a Tyrannosaurus who takes her kids and Sid back underground to a dinosaur-inhabited land. The others venture out to get him back with the assistance of the wacky weasel Buck. But as they look to reunite with their friend, the Great White Beast watches on. The only film in the series I saw in theaters, Dawn of the Dinosaurs, is one that's still good, but you can kinda tell they just came up with the plot after remembering that dinosaur gag in the first movie was a thing. It delivers on the fun. Sid's bits were really nice, as well as Manny's interactions as a bumbling, concerned father-to-be with Ellie. The plot, though kinda ridiculous, is good, but there are some problems, like Diego's troubles and leaving the herd not really being touched upon a lot before it's resolved without much conflict, and the confrontation with Rudy at the end feels like an afterthought, as if they finished writing a draft and then went, oh yeah, we forgot to put him in. The comedy bits with Skrat and Skratay were also nice and funny, with the squirrel briefly busting a nut addiction to try and settle down once finding romance. Otherwise, the cast does a good job as per usual. Special mention goes to Simon Pegg as Buck, who gives such a lovably insane performance. John Powell returns to do the score, which fits perfectly. The visuals don't look much improved from the second film, but that's to be expected, though when they were going for something epic, they really delivered. This movie I think is more so one that you can just kinda sit back and have fun with. If you're looking for something more emotional, you might want to go with the first two. Skrat causes the continents to drift apart, again, and the split inconveniently separates Manny from his family after he and his daughter Peaches have an argument. Now it's up to the original 3 of the herd, along with Sid's senile grandma, to navigate the ocean and reunite with the others while having to contend with Captain Gut and his scurvy crew. In short, the movie's just okay. The plot works alright enough if you ignore some serious issues like how Manny's able to steer an iceberg with a tree trunk, Captain Gut breaking off an iceberg of his own with literally just his body, or Lewis traveling through ice like it was dirt. It was kinda like the writers got stumped on how to continue the story in certain places and then went with the first solution that came to mind. We also have the returning problem of subplots being resolved without much put into them, with Peaches learning the importance of being herself. The characters are a mixed bag. I liked Peaches and Lewis, but the other teenage mammoths as well as Captain Gut's crew didn't leave a great impression. Shira's a particularly bad case. Whereas Ellie was introduced to further Manny's character arc and Skratay was just for comedy, it feels like they wrote Shira in purely for the sake of having a love interest for Diego. The humor didn't get me as much, but there were still some jokes that made me have a good laugh, and credit where it's due. Granny calling out for her pet Precious had a nice payoff. The cast once again did a fine job with their characters. I may not be a fan of Gut, but Peter Dinklage makes for a fantastic villain. The score, once again done by John Powell, was also good. There was a slight amount of improvement with the animation, I feel, but there was a more noticeable difference stylistically. Instead of going for epic-looking crane shots, sometimes they went with ones where it looked like they were shot by a cameraman, and it worked pretty well. I dug those shots. As a whole, I'm sure this one could be loved by kids, but to me, it's just kinda there. This is fucking stupid. Skrat activates the same, presumably, UFO encased in ice from the first film and goes into space. Hijinks ensue before he ends up sending multiple meteorites careening toward Earth. After Buck tells the herd about an ancient hieroglyphic prophecy, yes really, they set out to a mountain range to stop it. Trouble awaits though as a dinosaur family looks to seek revenge on Buck for foiling one of their plans. In short, the movie sucks. That's what happens when you base the entire thing on a simple sight gag from one of the earlier films. It's not even an entertainingly awful or infuriatingly horrible film, it's just bad. The plot's contrived and has a multitude of problems, such as its complete stretch of a premise, the villains once again being kind of an afterthought, yet another glossed over subplot about Peach's conflict with her parents, despite the fact that Manny already accepted that she was growing up in the previous movie, concepts like the whole youth-preserving magical crystal cave inside an asteroid, yes really, a character introduced purely to be a love interest again, and so on. For the most part, this film's sense of humor fell flat. There were a few jokes I laughed at, but it was far and few between. They really upped it on the kitty unfunny toilet humor, and none of Scrat's bits got so much as a chuckle, which is a first. Given the material they had to work with, the actors put in good performances, particularly Simon Pegg, who sounded like he was having a lot of fun. New composer, same critique. John Debney is the man behind the music this time, but it remains fitting and well done. The animation looked a fair bit better, the gravity scene with Scrat standing out in that department. If it wasn't obvious before, I just didn't like this one. Maybe the kids would like it, I'm not sure. I just thought it was bad and mostly kinda boring. And those are my thoughts on the Ice Age sequels. We have 2 good ones, an okay one, and a bad one. Sad to see though that the series progressively got a little worse with each installment. Overall I'd say it's mostly fine, especially the first 3. With the note the franchise left on, I'd like to see a 6th film that acts as a finale. If they tell a simple but deep story like the first, they might have something. Seriously, if you're gonna keep going back to the well of things that were in the first movie for ideas, why not have the herd reunite with an adult Roshan? I think that has potential. And totally up to write at 20th Century Fox, hit me up, lol. That being said, this was a nice look at the series, and I'm glad I at least gave the last 2 a chance. I found a new appreciation for the Meltdown, and, while it was just okay, Continental Drift did technically exceed my expectations. Hope you enjoyed this review. Maybe next year I'll look at all the short films. Until then, I have been skull902, thank you for watching, and have yourselves a wonderful holiday. Also, am I the only one kinda weirded out by this shot of the hippo fuck thing whatever in the second movie? Hey everyone, skull902 here. As hard as it is to believe, it was 5 years ago that I started making solo Let's Plays on this channel. Honestly, video game commentary is one of my favorite things to do, so I thought I'd look back and give my thoughts on each LP I've ever done, as well as give some behind-the-scenes details along the way. Get ready for a trip down memory lane, because here we go. The one that started it all. At the time, my biggest LP influence was the Super Gaming Brothers, and so I wanted to do the playthroughs live with a commentary partner. My little brother shot it down and so did a few others, so I decided to go solo. I started off pretty nervous, but opened up a bit more beginning in part 3. You can kinda tell the difference if you watch parts 1 and 6 back to back. Though I was doing better at the end, I was still fairly nervous, which I even made a comment about during the credits. As far as the making of this LP goes, what you watch when you see it is my second attempt. Earlier I had recorded up to Labyrinth Zone, but when I forgot to save the commentary for part 4, I decided to start the whole thing over again. This was also one of the first projects I used my Logitech headset on, so I was getting better mic quality than I would have had I done this on my Windows XP computer that died earlier that year. Speaking of, the last thing that I'll mention is that a year prior, I recorded a proto-LP of Knuckles and Sonic 1 on said computer with the same live commentary style, but wasn't satisfied with the commentary and got rid of it. Originally, I was planning on playing Sonic 2 next, but then I remembered, oh yeah, I can beat this one in like 20 minutes, and recorded it for the sake of ease. Still nervous doing live commentary, but I did a better job at masking it than in Sonic 1. One thing I kinda regret, which isn't even my fault, is my surprise at doing the combo 3 times despite not knowing how to do them. In the recording it sounds like a fake reaction, but I swear it was genuine. I just don't know how to talk apparently. Here's where I take inspiration from a different source. I'm a fan of Mega G-Wolf, and he's 100% responsible for my interest in checking out Sonic hacks. The first 2 episodes were done while I was still trying to make live commentary my thing. Then for the longest time I had other stuff I prioritized doing over this, and then when I did the last couple episodes 2 years later it was kinda weird. I settled on doing post-commentary at that point, and practiced that format for the 3rd episode, but then went back to live for the 4th. I announced that I'd be doing videos about hacks differently in episode 3 and intended to make that one the finale to the old format, but extended the series by another episode so that I could have a video for Christmas after finding a fitting hack for the occasion. I do still intend to show off hacks under a different scripted format, but when and how is up in the air at this point. This one was a game changer. Still trying to make live commentary work, I was less nervous, but I had a problem forgetting things during the recording of this one. I was constantly having to go back and look for trivia to talk about between parts, give an impromptu channel update when I couldn't think of much to say, and since this was before I was able to get the good ending, the back half of the game starting in Oil Ocean kicked my ass. That in particular, as well as a break I had to take between parts 5 and 6 that left me a little frustrated, had me getting a tad too upset for my liking during Wing Fortress and Death Egg. Combine that with this fact, much like Sonic 1 I forgot to save the commentary for part 4. Instead of restarting the LP, I went for recording the part in post, and I felt much better doing that. I lost some good live commentary freaking out over the seahorses in Oil Ocean, but I'd say it was worth it. After that point, I decided I'd take inspiration instead from my favorite LPer, the Great Clement, and do solo commentary in post. It took me 3 years to get to the extra video that I'd been promising, which sucks, but I think it turned out for the better because there was a few nice bits of info and media to come out between my original LP and the extras. For example, the Sonic Tuesday launch videos, they had barely been up on YouTube by the time the extra video was made. I might be one of the first people to use said footage in my own work. It was also the first time I got console footage for an LP, thanks to my older brother's Xbox One, which we recorded multiplayer from. It takes quite a bit more to do the extras like this than a typical LP video, and Sonic 2 was my learning experience for that. Then I noticed a near mistake in one of my line deliveries, and that was the catalyst for me making my Storytime with skull902 series, so that's something. This one took forever to get rolling. I first beat the game about a month after the Sonic 2 LP ended, and I knew I was going to want to do a playthrough of it. In January 2016, I recorded the footage, but during the time of my early Let's Plays, I was using my grandma's computer, which seemed to be getting less reliable by the day. I wasn't sure if it'd be able to handle rendering the videos, and so the footage sat unused for a while. After the problems were resolved early the next year, I delayed the LP thinking that I could do 3 and Knuckles next, more on that later. Problem was I wasn't able to get much time on the computer anymore, and whenever I did, I had to use it for more standalone videos. I did learn during this time that using the raw AVI file straight from Kega Fusion just wasn't gonna cut it for editing in Vegas with the post-com style, so to make things easier, I put the raw gameplay in and rendered the videos as is before editing those ones for commentary. Once I moved to my current apartment and was gifted a computer all my own, I was really able to get to work on it. As for the commentary itself, it was actually a pretty chill time, I think. Recording the audio for a part or a couple parts, editing it together in Vegas, then putting it on YouTube to repeat the process the next day. There was a small interruption so that I could post when dubs get preachy and my Christmas content for that year, but I was just as relaxed getting back into it for the last couple parts. That's the general term I'd use to describe this LP, relaxed. It was fun. I also still get a kick out of naming Part 2 Ack less than a month before I met Symph. So far the only Japanese exclusive game that I've covered, and a bit of an obscure one too. Not much to say about this one, it was a pretty standard commentary for me. After a scrapped recording using SNES 9X's built-in recording system the year before, I did this LP to test out OBS and it helped me learn the ropes of how recording worked, and further tests would help me finalize my ideal settings. The only thing I feel is missing from this LP is the game's bad ending. So after I decided to do post-commentary for my LPs, I really felt that I could make up for my original Sonic 1 and 2 runs. To do that, at first I was gonna do this game and the next one exclusively for another site called VidMe and do classic Sonic Heroes for YouTube, but VidMe shut down almost as soon as I moved into this apartment. With classic Sonic Heroes giving me problems in the recording process, I decided to scrap doing that as an LP and do these two games instead, along with Sonic Chaos. Overall, I see them as improvements upon the originals. On the editing side of things, I finally realized that one layer of color correction was enough, and so the colors on my videos turn out much better now. And also helped lessen the amount of artifacting in them. For Tails and Sonic 1 specifically, it's one of only 2 LPs so far in my post-commentary run to show a death. My rule is typically not to show them unless if they're particularly amusing, and well, if these glitches aren't particularly amusing, I don't know what is. When it comes to making up for the old runs, I think it was much more needed for this than it was with Sonic 1, and I'm happy with the result. Post-commentary, so no part dragged on for too long with deaths or whatever, I got the good ending. It was a fairly pleasant experience with this one. Not to mention how chill I took it when recording the final part. I was drinking alcohol during it, Black Cherry Smirnoff Ice to be precise, and was genuinely enjoying my time talking over the footage. Good stuff. The third of 3 for this batch of midwinter LPs. They bled into the spring because I was busy working on other projects, namely Knuckles is Lonely and Amy is Best Anime, up until April when the frames for Amy is Best Anime were done, but I was unable to move on to the voice acting portion of the project. I was in a bit of a rut, not knowing what to do now considering the circumstances. Then Clement posted his 10th anniversary retrospective, and that just gave me a big spark to get the LP train back up and rolling. Springtime was cluttered with LP videos thanks to this man. With Sonic Chaos in particular, the only thing I'd say I would change about this LP is its structure. I should have had the foresight to know that Sleeping Egg Zone wouldn't take me nearly as long. Something I find weird about this one is that for each part, YouTube auto-generated thumbnails on the morbid-sounding results screen. Tails has passed, and Susan wants you to know it. Ultimate Flash Sonic took me so many attempts. One recording the footage was too low quality, another one there was no sound, not to mention all the times I'd just be doing shitty in the game and have to restart. So much time and effort put into such a short game. I think it came out well enough after the fact though. It was so short I decided to include the extras in the main LP, which became a standard for my single part Flash game playthroughs. Nearly 2 years in the making. Originally, this was just going to be a standard LP as I was doing them when I started out. Beginning to end, live commentary, blah blah blah. But during the downtime where I thought I wouldn't be able to work on it, having already decided on going post-com, I was watching Cybershell's Sonic 2 LP, seeing the skits he attached to some parts. Then I thought, I could do something similar. I began to think about it, and then it hit me. Machinima. It was something I wanted to do for a while. Taking inspiration from Red vs. Blue and the Sonic Tales, I began to write a series of Machinima skits featuring some lighthearted commentary on the levels, combined with the subplot about Tails working his way through Sonic 1 and 2 to meet back up with our hero. The writing and voice acting were taken care of fairly early on. Recording was another story. I knew I was going to do a Sonic run and a Knuckles run, but I didn't know if I'd be doing them consecutively or further apart. Obviously, I went with the Sonic playthrough first, and my original attempt was recorded about 11 months before the LP got started. I wasn't happy with the footage though and dumped it a few months later. At some point I decided to do Sonic and Knuckles' runs at the same time, and after taking care of the LPs I had on the docket before then, I was ready to finally take this on. Aside from a few shots I got around the time I made my original recording, I did most of the Machinima shots on May 17th, 2018, and recorded Sonic's run soon after. That time it took 2 attempts, as the first was interrupted by a blackout, forcing me to start again. My patience was rewarded though, and I got my first deathless run of the game for the playthrough. Knuckles' run was recorded a couple days later with slightly less fortune, and then I went to work on finishing it, recording the commentary, putting the Machinima together, everything. I even made a trailer for it, that was a first. On the commentary side of things, I felt like I was on a roll after finishing the previous 4 LPs only days before, which helped me a lot. By the end of the Knuckles run, I felt like I lost some steam, but I was able to make it through. Once the machinima got compiled, fixing a few errors along the way, I felt like it was one of my best composed videos and still do. The extra video was made in December and that sure was a test. There was way more that went into it than the Sonic 2 extras, since there's a lot more info to dig into when talking about 3 and K. In the end, I think I dragged on during the commentary parts of the video, but the scripted bits hold up. It also helps that I was feeling pretty good around the time, just like with Sonic 1 8-bit the previous year. It was a different story for the Sonic 3 Complete video. I don't remember the exact cause, but I had a real big lack of motivation and forced myself to do that one. I think it shows in my voiceover. Considering that, I'm rather amazed at the numbers it's gotten. For the most part, I'd say doing this LP was a super fun time. That being said, it wasn't just this LP. The last in my spring 2018 lineup, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is a childhood favorite that I had only first beaten just earlier that year, plus one other time on stream. I figured it'd be good to have something to break up the parts of Sonic 3 and K, and this game would be easy enough to do. Unfortunately, the LP curse kicked me pretty hard because I believe it took 3 or 4 attempts to record it. Not to mention I forgot about the super moves in the Zord fights, so the last 2 levels gave me some trouble. That being said, I still felt like I was cruising through the commentary here and it turned out sounding relaxed, much like Sonic 1 8-bit. Something that surprises me is how much attention Part 4 gets. I guess a lot of people were also fans of Toy Trang, and you know what? That's pretty great. The only regrets I have with it are my aforementioned forgetfulness in the Zord fights, as well as not showing off Billy or Trini's screen nukes. Maybe a mashup extra video with this and Car Ranger would be a good idea to get that out of the way. Halloween. I wanted to celebrate it with an LP of Manos: The Hands of Fate, but that game's difficulty was something I wasn't prepared for. What scary ground am I to cover to celebrate the season? Propaganda games, of course. That's the message I failed to get across when introducing Super Chick Sisters and had to awkwardly explain later on. I think doing these commentaries helped me out a little bit. When I was recording Super Chick Sisters, I was in a fairly depressive state and trying to get out of it. By the time Pokemon Red, White, and Blue came along, I was having fun and more or less was back to my normal self. I look back at these commentaries fondly. The Pokemon one specifically would lay the groundwork for how I'd format later LPs, in terms of inserting gags here and there. It's a real shame about these games though. Most of them I'd honestly give a recommendation, at least for the sake of curiosity, and I legit believe the Super Chick Sisters games are good. It's just that they have a bad message attached to them. Entering 2019, I wanted to start grouping LPs into seasonal blocks and put them on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. After getting delayed by sickness in February, I went to put this plan into action at the end of March. Little did I know what my body had in store for me just a bit later on. I recorded and edited the gameplay of Kid Speedy about 2 months before doing the commentary. It's a game I fondly remember playing on the Homestar Runner website when I got into the series about a decade prior. That being said, I felt like I was struggling during the commentary. Not to an unsalvageable point, but it's kinda noticeable. It did, however, manage to get me warmed up for the next game, and it was the first Let's Play I did using my then new Samsung Q2U mic, so hey, improved audio once again. Delays actually helped me out on this one. Had it been a year prior, I would have had to do this and other Nintendo playthroughs on Super Chaos Comms in order to avoid copyright IDs. Late in 2018, Nintendo said they'd be abandoning the practice, and now I could LP their games on my personal channel. Mario Land is an interesting choice for the first one of these games, but its short length helped me get back into the flow of doing commentary in preparation for bigger projects. I did a playthrough with Josh on SCC nearly 5 years prior that holds a lot of sentimental value to me, and ultimately I like it more than this LP, but I have an appreciation for this one since it and the next are the only ones of the spring 2019 block that went by completely smoothly. I had wanted to do an April Fool's video on this game for years. An attempt 5 years earlier on SEC failed, and now that I was putting big focus on Let's Plays at the right time, I knew it would be a good opportunity to finally do it. Part LP, part skit, this was a nice silly one to do. The fact I only needed to press a single button as well as that GameFAQs review I found gave me a good amount of material to go over. Plus, Rabbit got to shoot me at the end, which I'm sure made him happy. This is where things started to go downhill in terms of the behind-the-scenes situation. At this point, I had started experiencing stomach pains and a lack of motivation that I still haven't fully recovered from, though thankfully it hasn't gotten that bad in over a year. I was able to do the first video just fine, but the extras were delayed and I had to preemptively fuck up my schedule in order to make sure they all got released in a timely manner. I was trying my best to manage it, and I think I was able to hide that fact in the commentary. The LP's structure is a bit of a reversal from what you'd expect with me. That's because Josh and I were joking around about it. I always figured the LPs on my channel should be the place to mess around and be a little less professional than Super Chaos Comms anyway. The content thankfully wasn't affected by it, but I was starting to feel pretty bad around the time I did this one. I had the footage for about 3 months before getting started on the LP. My health was worsening, causing me to delay it for a month, and when things weren't getting better I just thought screw it and churned out the commentary, which is why I used my headset for this one. The condition I was in does show a bit in the commentary, I feel, but I'm just glad I was able to get through it. At this point my stomach was making me feel completely miserable, and that would last for the next couple of months. I intended for all 3 of the last parts to come out on my birthday, but my mom insisted on taking me to dinner that day, so the finale got delayed a tiny bit. It kinda worked out. I mentioned a triple upload day in part 5, but don't mention my birthday at all in part 7, so it could have been worse. I see the spring 2019 LPs as something bittersweet. On the surface they're pretty standard fare for me, but man was I going through a rough time by the end of it. A bit of a shame there. I feel my first Let's Play in HD could have been a little more grand, but considering the circumstances, not much I could do. Those stomach troubles I mentioned earlier delayed a lot of projects of mine, including a batch of LPs I wanted to do during the summer. Sonic Mania was the one I had planned to go first, and kept it on the schedule when I shortened it after my condition greatly improved in July. Recording took a couple attempts, but nothing too bad, except my first ever loss on Special Stage 7, yikes. And aside from a teensy bit of stomach ache in the middle, which also affected the next LP, the commentary went by smoothly. I even started to feel a bit of that roll I was on with 3&K near the end, though obviously it didn't last as long. Something about this one that trips me up is the image that shows up after the credits. I know damn well I didn't edit it like this, but to me it looks like it's moving in a weird way after it fades in. So odd, wonder if anyone else felt that way. For a while I was conflicted on whether I should do a full playthrough for Knuckles like 3&K or a smaller video just showing the essentials. After I had to delay my SADX playthrough a bit, I needed a video for my birthday, so I figured showcasing the Knuckles run like that would work, and I'm glad I did it that way to be honest. I think I would have quickly run out of things to say otherwise. A scripted extra video showing off other details is coming, but I've got no clue when. Much like Sonic CD, I had this one waiting for a while. Originally intended to be one of my spring LPs, I recorded it about 5 months before it began. Like the Super Nintendo version of Power Rangers, this LP served to break up parts of a bigger one. Surprisingly, the recording process went pretty well. I only beat the game once before doing the LP, so I alternated each day between practicing a world and then recording it. One bit in the finale I'm particularly happy with is how I was able to tie in a story about how I used to frequent David Busters with the game, even if I messed up the end a little. The summer 2019 block was cut quite short, but making these LPs was a good time. The first Mario game I ever beat, which is a bit weird considering some of the others that took me longer or that I still haven't beaten. Nevertheless, this and the next game hold a very special meaning to me, and it ties into Christmas, so I wanted to do them for the holidays late last year. For Lost Levels, I decided to play through it as Luigi, not only because I first beat the game with him, or thought that I was experienced enough with the game to take on the extra challenge, but it's also the culmination of a brick joke I set up in the Mario Land LP. While Mario's busy saving Daisy in Sarasaland, Luigi takes up saving Peach in the Mushroom Kingdom. However, I did a stupid and forgot to mention it in the commentary. I guess that'll have to go in the extra video. It balances out though. Josh found a backgroundless picture of the same bootleg Luigi plush he has that we turned into an in-joke, so I was able to turn that into a skit. Plus my scheduling just so happened to have part 2 released on Friday the 13th. I'd say it worked out fairly well. That being said, I think my commentary started taking a hit near the end. I was seemingly getting some detail wrong or forgetting others in each part, and I had to vent about it in the finale. I left the LP nervous about my performance, which carried over into the next one. The second half of my holiday Let's Play celebration, one of my absolute favorite games right here. But man was I nervous in my commentary. Screwing up all those details and lost levels had a bit of an after effect. I often lost my train of thought or just felt like I wasn't doing good enough a fair bit of the time. It was at its worst in part 5, what with me talking about doing a slightly different style of commentary that not only didn't work out, but openly expressing doubt that it would. In retrospect, it still shows, but it wasn't as bad as I was worrying about. I think watching episodes of the cartoon to fill in when I felt I was losing my place was a good idea, and I legit had a good time describing the episodes I was talking about. By the end, I'd say I got out of that funk. With the last two parts going up on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I knew I wanted to spread out my love and appreciation for not just the game but my fans, friends, and family alike. I knew exactly what I wanted to say in Part 7 and 8, and I believe I made good use of the time. I can get into a good comfort zone when I'm being nostalgic, and that certainly helped me exit the commentary in a good mood. Something of a 5th anniversary celebration with my first Let's Play of a full 3D game. If you thought Sonic 3 and Knuckles took a long time to get to, get a load of this. Around late 2017, I started thinking about how to style my LPs and thought that attaching skits would be one such way to do that. I was already doing it for 3 and K, why not more? So I wrote the first few skits for the SADX playthrough and came up with the general idea for others. More would get added with time, the last of which being the intro, funnily enough, and the What We Learned skit at the end of January this year. After taking care of some of the work I needed to get to with Sonic and Mario, I recorded the gameplay in March, which was a smooth ride, only taking deaths in Sonic and Amy's stories. A couple shots of machinima for the skits were recorded around the same time, and the rest were done in June due to various delays that I was experiencing during the whole process. Speaking of which, holy shit did it take me a long time to get the commentary finished. I recorded at least a little bit of it every month from March to July, but if I had the motivation or a stomach that wasn't bothering me or whatever issues I had during that time, I certainly would have been able to make the release date I had planned for it. Though it did suffer from delays, which in turn affected other LPs I was planning on doing around the same time, I hope that there's an effort in this one that shows, because I put more hours into it than any other by a long shot with all the skits and gags I had planned. I've mentioned this a lot, but doing those skits and gags, I felt like I was growing as a video editor because I was doing a bunch of stuff I hadn't done before, such as the chroma keying in this graphic, or doing other things better than I had in previous attempts like my sound effects editing and the gag dubs. I also felt pretty good about the commentary. I started using my Samson Meteor so that I could listen to the video as I blabbered on to make sure I wasn't talking over the cutscenes, which acted as a way for me to take breaks and allow myself some time to think about what I was going to say next, and I think that helped greatly. I was also able to get each part out on consecutive days, and the comments you all left on it were so nice. I really appreciate the kind words and constructive criticism. Not to mention the other people who worked on the skits and extra material with me. My younger brother, Josh, Symph, all the VAs. You guys are the real MVPs of this playthrough, and I can't thank you for your efforts enough. That right there keeps me going. And so we've caught up to the present. Again, Let's Playing is one of my favorite things to do on this channel. What does the future hold? Well, I've got plans, but we'll just have to wait and see how they hold up. Despite the nerves I get, the delays, technical difficulties, or whatever the case may be, doing LPs has been an enjoyable ride, and I hope you think so as well. I have been skull902, thank you for watching, and have yourselves a wonderful day.
All right, so that was my my thoughts content that I wanted to showcase here for the best of 2020. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. I know some of you were like a little apprehensive to the Scream reviews, and I'm sorry about that. You know, it's just like some of the other my thoughts stuff that I did this year, like say the Sonic movie review, or the video where like I talked about how I planned on you know watching the movie, like what I did before watching the movie, I should say. They didn't like, they either didn't have like proper scripting, or weren't visually interesting, or a combination of the two. So those were like the three my thoughts videos that I did this year that I thought, were long enough, because there was the fashion one, but that one was like a 2-minute video, so not much of a thought piece there. Or no, actually, wait, I think I closed the folder. Whatever, it just wasn't very long, basically, was the point. But yeah, like those three that I just showed were the ones that I thought were like just the best produced of the review type videos that I did this year. So I'm sorry if you weren't satisfied with the selection, but after Ice Age, it seemed to work out. So yeah, the last thing that we just watched was my Let's Play retrospective, and I did 4 LPs this year. So right now, how about we just watch all of them? Okay, I'm getting word that that would take absolutely too long. Uh, okay, I'm not actually getting word. But yeah, obviously it would be too long to just watch all 4 of those LPs in a row. It'd be like a 20-hour video in addition to like all the other shit that I wanted to show you here today. So instead, next up on the docket is going to be the Skit compilation, or Skit compilations rather, for Sonic Adventure DX, SA2 Battle, as well as Super Mario World. So let's get into those.
Characters of the Sonic franchise, the time has come. Your most difficult task awaits you.
Hey everyone, Hedgehog coming
Watch
through.
where you're going.
Hey girl, you like my jig?
Get fucked, loser.
I like being petted.
You will be handled by perhaps YouTube's worst Let's Player, skull902, as he performs a playthrough of Sonic Adventure. Monkey Dude, have mercy on your souls.
You think we'll make it, Brian?
Tails, I'm a reasonable man. This guy's pretty bad, and it does seem his gameplay's got a good chance of ruining your reputations. But I'm also a charitable man, so if that does indeed happen, I'll set up a foundation for your benefit.
Ah, we've got this. Bring it on!
Let's play Sonic Adventure DX Skit compilation. It's thinking.
Is my Dreamcast fucking talking to me?
Sonic Adventure.
I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna jump, man!
Sonic, wait! You have so much to live for!
Like what?
Chili dogs, rings, speed, I guess?
Why are you so concerned? You never cared about me anyway.
If that were true, I wouldn't have gathered up all your friends to help you out.
I barely know Big, and that's a chow you stole from a dumpster.
So?
I don't know why I'm here.
Okay, never mind, Big. Everyone else cares.
Yeah, Sonic! We'd be missing a big part of our family if you did this.
Tails is quite right, Sonic. We all care for your personal well-being.
I'm still gonna do it.
Listen to us, Sonic!
Yes, Sonic, I don't think you should do this. It seems dangerous. I've made my decision and none of you are gonna stop me.
Sonic, wait!
Give me a good old punch, God.
No!
Ow.
What the...
Hey, could you let me down?
Sure, yeah.
What are you doing?
So I'm going to the club tomorrow. I was gonna ask you to come too.
Greetings, Mr. Iverson.
Yo, Taka, what you doing?
Practicing for tonight's performance with Master Peyton. We're going to raise the roof, as it were.
It ain't about that, man. We ain't talking about a performance. We're talking about practice. Practice? How silly is that? Why are we talking about practice?
Because if you don't practice, you'll get your ass kicked. Now get up and tell your friends.
Let me tell you guys something. This gig we're going at the club to tonight is gonna be off the goddamn hook. All fresh and new with your modern day graphics. This ain't gonna be no Genesis crap, no sorry. Well, I'm so excited for tonight, I'm gonna wildly gesture until something happens. Oh yeah, boy! Hey, let go!
You think he's excited?
I have
Hey,
pizza.
hey kid, get your mom on the
she
phone.
coming?
Give me phone, comrade. Boy, go get your mother.
Freaking hockey players.
Hello?
Hey there, pretty lady. You like the club, no?
Ooh.
Can't even get to my own show.
Tickets! Get your tickets! I ain't giving you a ticket!
Why not?
Look at that crazy ass way you drove in here! You're getting banned, son!
But I always drive like
We want tickets! Oh, Sonic and the Cocaine Duo are performing soon.
Ulala, you going?
I'm down.
Do the hammer! I'm dancing all weird!
I'm drunk off my ass!
Stepping up the show while you motherfucking haters sumo wrestlers can rap with basketball players. Sonic!
Too fast!
Oh my god, Tails! Tails, are you okay?
What?
Sonic, you're killing the show, man!
Sorry, dog. Got that ass on the mind again.
That was some good ass.
Damn Skippy.
Sonic Adventure.
You know, after having that near-death experience, I've been enlightened. I want to live.
That's awesome, Sonic. We're all proud of you.
You guys want to watch me swing across the crocodile pit?
Go for it, Sonic.
Here I go. Yeah!
Go, Sonic.
I feel so alive.
That's great.
Are you guys seeing this?
We see you, Sonic.
Why am I a cat? Could you please land already, Sonic?
Yeah, recycling the footage of you swinging is getting kinda old.
Sure thing, guys.
Oh no!
Sonic!
I can't swim. Ah!
Someone get him some help!
No!
Sonic died a tragic death that day, very shortly after finding a new appreciation for life. Rest in peace, Sonic the Hedgehog. Gone, but not forgotten.
Dreamcast!
Hi.
Hit it.
Yo, what's up? It's your main man, Knuckles, and I'm gonna give you a little taste of the KTE life. Starting off with my ledge. Pretty nice hangout spot. Then here, we've got my tree, which I can hide in to pop out at unsuspecting enemies. It works really well, as you can tell. Now I'll get out and show you the rest. Hey! Hey, I can't get out! Someone help! So, here's my little hut.
But that's my hut.
Shut up, Big! We're pretending, remember?
Oh, sorry.
It's a nice place to relax and get some shut-eye, you know? But this is far from everything. Let's go. Yeah, I bet you guys don't have a temple, do ya? This baby's got a lot of space, mostly underground. Has a giant pool, a big old living room, a really nice bathroom, and a huge bedroom with neat art. I hide here too in case any icky girls come around to try and give me cooties. They'll never find me here. I'm so rich, I even have a second ledge, complete with ladder and minecart. Why don't we just take a trip and see what else I've got? Here I've got my bath. Everybody needs to get clean, but I do it in style. Here's my own personal train. This baby won't go anywhere unless I'm in it. Oh, and I have a raft too. It kinda sucks. This is Tails' workshop. He pays me rent to work here.
Is that Knuckles?
Bail! Bail! Now we're here in my own personal cave. Pretty neat, huh? Not as neat as this secret second minecart. Where does that go, you may ask? Let's find out. Yup! I have my very own chow garden. People pay me, Grandmaster K, to have their chow raised here. Well, that about does it for the KTE life. I hope you enjoy.
Knuckles, none of this stuff is yours.
Why do you always have to ruin everything when I want to look cool, Sonic? God! Well, that was embarrassing. At least I'll always have you. And maybe that's all I really need.
Knuckles, I need your Master Emerald. Can I have it?
I don't see why not.
Amy Rose will now take the stage for the Flippy Stuff competition. An absolutely prestigious event, Gerald. That's right, Gerald. Let's look at the tail of the tape. Amy comes to us from Station Square. She's been a pro for the last 2 years and is looking to prove herself here tonight, as she debuts the move she calls the Hedgehog Hammer Twirl, where she will smack the ground with her hammer and use the momentum to launch herself in the air. Many are excited to see it in motion, Gerald. Experts are predicting her to finish 5th in this event. I'm getting word that she's about to begin. Let's take a look. 3, 2, 1. Amy with a nice start. And a beautiful execution by the pink girl. Let's get a replay on that one. As you can see, she has no fear whatsoever, flawlessly hitting the hammer and vaulting into the air. Let's get a word from our judges. What an objectively, undisputedly perfect performance. She gets a 10 from me.
It was nice. 10.
How would you even know her performance was well done? You weren't even looking.
You are correct.
I am only a robot. My life serves absolutely no purpose. I spend every waking moment of my existence trying to find a way out of this inescapable cage, hoping that I might one day be free. But even if I did manage to get out, would I even be able to live a normal life? All I know is being locked in this prison. If I escape, I am free, but if I'm free, I am clueless. It is a mystery that will haunt me for the rest of my time in this world.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a perfect score. Amy Rose has won the silver egg. Truly a day to be marked down in history. Let's hear from her now as they start to play her national anthem.
I would just like to thank everyone who helped me on my journey. My parents, my coaches, my agent, that one guy in the sports films who always doubts you until you win. Everyone, I did it all for you. See you all next year!
Within this jungle there lives a truly majestic creature, one whose purpose isn't clearly defined. It is a simple beast, but its way of life is anything but. This is the tale of what scientists call the Big Dumb Purple Cat. The Big Dumb Purple Cat makes its home in the jungle, but will oftentimes venture far outside its habitat. Most of the time, the Big Dumb Purple Cat will wander aimlessly throughout the land, even if it won't fit. Even though it is mostly going about without intent, researchers have discovered specific behaviors. For example, it seems to enjoy fishing for frogs, which it will try to use as a slave. And despite being a cat, it does seem to enjoy swimming, even in frigid temperatures. That is a pool of raw sewage. They've also found that the Big Dumb Purple Cat has a particular way of taking out its frustrations, in a way that clearly shows its lack of intelligence.
I'm angry.
The Big Dumb Purple Cat does take time to relax, however. Nobody knows the thoughts that go through its head, but they have noticed patterns. It seems to like relaxing at what we can only presume is an abandoned McDonald's restaurant. Though not much is known about the Big Dumb Purple Cat, it is an undeniably interesting creature. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you've learned something.
I can't wait to be on TV.
Before swimming, one must get familiar with the pool water's temperature. Test mode engage. Ah! My tootsies.
So what did you learn from this experience?
Trust water even less than I already do. I even stopped drinking it. On an unrelated note, I've been getting tired out really easily lately.
If the Master Emerald bricks called the Ghostbusters.
Self-defense is a good skill for a woman to have these days. My preferred method? A good whack.
Fishing is a good way to reunite with lost friends. As a robot, it is not our creator that makes us who we are. Rather, it is the plot-relevant animal living inside. Only in death are we truly free of control. But of course, we will never experience it.
All's well that ends well, right? Also, Sonic looks great in the shower.
No, Tails. That is wrong. Are you aware of how much damage was done to Station Square? The billions of dollars they're putting into decades-long rebuilding of their city? Your insensitivity and perversions disgust me. Sit in the corner and think about what you've done.
I deserve it.
Sonic the Hedgehog has been framed for terroristic crimes committed by Dr. Eggman and his accomplices. To clear his name, he and his friends must throw the army off their tails and chase their nemesis into the recesses of space, where an even bigger conspiracy waits for them. But this has nothing to do with that. These are the skits from Let's Play Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, The Dream's Last Stand.
How do I raise Chow? Gonna be a great basketball player when he grows up.
How do I raise Chow? Hey there, little friend. Don't be afraid. I think your jazz routine's gonna be great. Give me a high five. Positive reinforcement.
How do I raise Chow? Oh, what's that? You're drowning? Too bad you can't fly. Tough love.
How do I raise Chow? I've had just about enough of your whining. I want food, I want food. Did it ever occur to you that maybe I want liquor? Just as I was brought up, negligence.
How do I raise Chow? Gotta learn self-defense at some point.
How do I raise Chow? Oh, look at him, look at him. He's such a good boy. Yes, he is. He is the goodest of all boys. If you would imply that a boy could be even gooder than him, then I'll shoot you through the head because this is a goddamn boy! What? Why are you all surprised? Doesn't everyone raise them that way?
Always treat others the way you want to be treated. Oh, come on, he knew what he signed up for. If you're a pet owner, it's important to treat your animal friends with the respect and dignity they deserve. Well, it doesn't count if he goes to Yoshi Heaven. Never brag about your status in life. Then you become obsessed with things like material possessions and your clothes, and you become a big jerk. I had to learn this lesson the hard way. I acted tough to this one guy who then made fun of me and beat me up. He even recorded it and put it online.
Look, he's Swaggy, Swaggy fuck.
Did we have to show that? Look, just don't be a douchebag. During rough times, it can be easy to focus on the negative. But remember, there's always somebody who cares about you and your well-being, be it friends, lovers, family, or anyone else. Well said, my brother. Have a safe, happy holiday, everyone. Wait, aren't you dead? The game was reset, Luigi. You act like I'm not the star.
Okay, so that was all the LP skits that I got together for this here. Oh, hey, Sonics. What's up? How you doing? I hope that things are going all right for you. I'm just showing the best of 2020. We're kind of getting into the last bits of it here, but I'm glad you were able to show up. And yes, Olivia, the music here for Super Mario World, it's a fucking fantastic soundtrack. I spent like a whole part of the LP proper just talking about how fucking great the tracks are in that game. So hell yeah. Unfortunately, I don't really have anything to show for the other LP that I did, Donkey Kong Country 2. But you know, I hope that you guys liked the skits and everything. Uh, so hell yeah. And to answer your question there, Sonics, I'm doing pretty well. So yeah, just having a nice fun time right here. You know, we saw LP related skits, but I did do a couple of one-off skits as well. I'm gonna show those off right now. The first two are like remakes or re-releases. So it's gonna be Sonic Stuff, which is a remake of a plush skit that I made back in 2010, using like the original footage and some other footage that I had, and then a upscaled version, an HD version of YouTube Friendly Skit, and then an original skit. I'm gonna end the one-off skit segments with a dramatic reading of Symph the Origin. So hell yeah. Uh, let's just get into that right now.
Hey yo, Sonic the Hedgehog here. You know, your mascot. Anyway, I'm gonna show you all my stuff. This here is my room. Did you get all that? Let's get on to the next bit. This is my awesome hat, yo. Look at it! This is my own action figure. Don't you want to buy one? This is my not girlfriend. Seriously. When you're a famous video game character like me, life can be pretty great.
Hey, Sonic?
Yeah?
Were you telling everyone that my stuff is yours? Furthermore, how are you even alive? You're just a plush doll.
Shit. This is my totes girlfriend. Love you, bae.
Gee, Tails, isn't it great to be living in a non-offensive, conflict-free, everybody's happy world with no negative thoughts or opinions whatsoever, even if they're constructive?
Why, yes, Sonic. I would agree with that thought, because disagreeing might upset somebody.
Would you like to hear an appropriate joke?
Of course, as long as it doesn't hurt anyone's feelings.
No need to worry. And now, my joke. Two beings walk into a store. One compliments the other's purchasing decisions, and the other person kindly gives a compliment in return. The joke has concluded.
That was a comforting joke that made me feel good. Ha!
Thank you, my friend. It is a good thing there are no meanie weenies to spoil what has otherwise been a fine experience.
I do not like meanie weenies.
Tails, that is a negative thought. You must now sit in the designated shame spot for at least 3 years.
I kindly accept this just punishment and apologize for being rude so as not to cause further offense.
Very good. For being sorry, I will generously reduce your sentence to 2.5 years.
I am grateful for and not offended by that action. I am respectfully serving my sentence.
Good job, Tails. I am lovingly counting down the seconds. Sonic, I've come to challenge you. That is racist, and you should be ashamed. What?
Things haven't quite been the same since they got hit in the head.
I'd say. Let's give them some time. Maybe they'll regain their common sense after a while.
Welcome one and all for yet another dramatic reading. Today we shall be taking a look at the story Symph the Origin, authored by critically panned writer skull902. Without any further ado, let us begin. Long ago, just after the turn of autumn in the year 2004, a young girl named Marissa raced to her television. Lil Marissa loved Sonic the Hedgehog, and would stop at nothing to catch an episode of his currently running anime series, Sonic X. The second season had started only a week earlier, with the series adapting Sonic Adventure, a game little Marissa had never played before. As she watched the program, she witnessed how the mysterious creature Chaos had come about from the broken pieces of the Master Emerald. Tails and Sonic's long-awaited reunion after the events of Season 1's finale, and a look into the ancient past with some new echidnas she wasn't familiar with. Sonic and Tails were on an expedition to find a Chaos Emerald, when suddenly they were met by the evil Dr. Eggman and Chaos 2. A fight broke out, and despite Sonic's efforts, the villains made it out with 4 emeralds, stealing the 2 our heroes had previously. The conflict took to the skies as Sonic and Tails hopped into the X-Tornado and chased after the egg carrier, going from a dark landscape into the city. With Amy Rose and a multitude of civilians watching from below, Sonic and Tails' efforts ultimately failed as they were hit by a powerful yellow laser and were forced to make a crash landing. But then it happened. The event that would change the child's life forever. The suspense had already gotten to Lil Marissa, on the edge of her seat, when the show cut back from commercial.
The shot she was greeted with showed the aftermath of the crash. Tails, head wrapped in bandages, unconscious. The little girl watching couldn't believe what had been done to one of her favorite characters. That was her boy. Overcome with emotion, for the first time in her life, she confronted those feelings with a loud, hearty "Ack!" It was enough to cause a dead silence in the rest of the house, catching her parents' attention and waking her little sister. After the exclamation, a new feeling came over her, one she could not understand, but one she would become very familiar with. No words could possibly describe this feeling, so a new one had to be invented. It was Aki. Little did Marissa know at the time, but it was that moment when, forever onward, she became the written violinist Symphonic Labyrinth. The shock from this moment died down soon enough for her to catch the end of the episode. Amy had been kidnapped, and Sonic failed to retrieve her in time. Symph, with her new identity, only hoped that next week's episode would be just as exciting. The end.
Okay, so that was the like just random one-off skits portion of this whole shindig. Leanne, am I to understand that you're having both pizza and chicken for dinner? That's pretty rad. I'm kind of holding my hope out for pizza, personally. But yeah, again, I just hope that you guys have been liking what I've been showing so far. Though we are at like the end of the content here that I'm about to show. This is the last segment here. So you know, I did random, you know, uncategorizable stuff. I did like the My Thoughts series. I did LP related content as well as one-off skits. So on that track, you know, the last thing that I want to show here today for you guys for the best of 2020 is you know, just 5 days ago. Actually, I can't believe it's been that long now. Holy crap. But, you know, 5 days ago, I concluded what was something I had been working on for 13 years. A series that had been going on for 11, Sonic and Mario. You know, it's a long-running sprite show, and, you know, it took me a great deal of time, way more than it should have, to actually get the finale out and everything. But it's happened, and I feel like, you know, as my biggest work that I've done for this channel, like, you know, the one that's held the most prominence for me, I felt it only appropriate to show Sonic and Mario's final season uninterrupted here as the finale for the content on this stream. So, without any further delay, let us get into the full 5th season of Sonic and Mario.
So we've got the Chaos Emerald. What should we do now? I was thinking of getting into contact with our friends. I don't know, Sonic. I think it might be better to leave them alone for now. How do you figure? Well, we didn't find any of the emeralds until Eggman and Bowser found us. They brought all of the emeralds, so clearly they would know where they are. I guess it wouldn't hurt to let our group get introduced to each other like we did before. Any excuse for the director to have his little characters on screen is possible, eh? 11 years and still just as lazy. No argument here. In that case, let's pay their lair a little visit, shall we? Yes, let's. There they are, Sonic. I always wondered what it was like when they first met up.
So, these little devices, our underlings should have no problem looking for the Chaos Emeralds. It can send them across the planet with these trackers in hand. That way, we can get the emeralds faster.
Cool beans. And then when we've collected the emeralds, this whole place will be mine.
First of all, we're taking over the world, not just our own base. And secondly, could you not plan on betraying me after we get the emeralds?
Okay.
Well, that was easy.
They have emerald trackers? Yeah, we need to leave. Pronto. Right behind you. Alright, I think we're good. What do you mean? They should still be relatively close by. True, but we can bait them out. Ah, I see. We're gonna get their radar. Exactly. So let's get a setup going and wait for the suckers to show up. Why, Ronald, come quick. We've got a Chaos Emerald.
Didn't think we'd find one that early. Well, let's snatch it up and...
Stop right there, fiends.
Oh no, it's Sonic, acting out of character.
Cut me some slack, would you? I've been having a really bad week.
You're not gonna try to jump on me, are you, Mario?
Are you going to let us have the emerald and give us your tracker?
Oh yeah, man, that's fine.
You're just giving up?
Well, Roland and I were kinda talking, and we kinda hate our bosses, so, yeah. If it was gonna come to a fight with either of you, we didn't think it was worth it. Here you go.
Oh, thank you. That was pretty cool of you guys.
No problem. We'll just be on our way now.
Good luck, guys.
Nice ones, those two. Yeah, too bad they'll probably get some kind of horrific punishment for this. When did you become a downer? I just wanted to joke around, don't read too deep into it. Come on, let's go look for the other emeralds.
Hey Sonic, how is the progress on that Chaos Emerald search going?
You mean the one that you're hopefully partaking in alongside me and shouldn't be asking me in a clumsily expository manner about?
Yeah, that's the one.
About the same as 5 years ago or whenever the last episode came out?
Well, that's not very specific.
Okay, I'll just look at the radar again.
Anything?
There's a bit of a blip that-a-way.
Well, let's get going then.
Haven't we become an impatient one?
We've been through some crazy stuff, Sonic. I just want a sense of normalcy back.
That's fair. At least it'll be super easy to get this one if our recent escapades are any indication.
This emerald has been impossible to find. If only there was someone to help us.
Sonic, you've got to help us! Who's this guy?
You probably won't remember when this is all said and done.
Weird, but okay.
Don't mind Mario, he's been very exhausted lately.
That's one way to put it.
So what's giving you guys trouble?
We've been being chased down by a couple of maniacs.
They're on a murderous rampage and probably plan on stealing our brains for some sick experiment. All because they want my chocolate bar!
Ignore him. They obviously want our Chaos Emerald.
I wouldn't be so quick to rule out the chocolate bar. What if they're looking for a snack?
They're robots, Vector.
And I'm immediately confused. What?
They're coming for us!
Quick, to somewhere else!
Then they lob sticks of butter at our house.
Probably the reason why they want my chocolate bar.
Ugh. And they've been chasing us ever since.
Would you excuse us for just 1 second?
Of course.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
That they gave Eggman and Bowser the emerald back in Season 1?
Yep, can't believe they nearly did it again.
Let's get it from them before they cause any damage.
Agreed. So guys.
Yeah?
I think we can help you out.
Did somebody say Bruce?
No, nobody said that.
Oh. Well, I did, so there!
I don't know about you guys, but this episode's pretty stupid.
I concur.
Alright, okay, enough with this. What do you guys want, anyway?
Our bosses were gonna scrap us and we barely escaped!
So we want their Chaos Emerald for revenge.
For trying to scrap you?
Yeah, idiot!
So give me my emerald.
You guys just want to tag along with us instead, since we're looking to foil their plans anyway?
Okay, that works.
Cool. So we took care of your problem. Now give us that emerald as payment.
That sounds reasonable.
Great! So are we good now?
It's
Yeah,
pretty fun.
like
What did you say,
Give me
everybody
my
else? This is fun.
Wonderful. See you around.
Didn't you say we wouldn't remember you or something?
Who cares? Do your stuff, narrator. Looks like there's another emerald close by. You know, why do we always stand around to say stuff like that? Wouldn't it be more productive to say, oh look, an emerald is close while we're moving along? I don't know, that's just how we've always done it.
No, Dumbot, that's my cup of dirt!
I saw it first.
Gimme!
It'd also help if these two wouldn't fight all the time. Yeah, that's true.
Excuse me, are you fellers Mario and Sonic?
Mario and Sonic? Sounds so odd that way. But yes, we are.
Wonderful. Get 'em.
Run? Yeah, that'd be the smart thing to do.
Let's get out of here!
Welcome to Dr. Robotnik's secret underwater base.
You know, this is really neat and all, but why have we decided to take refuge in one of our enemies' lairs?
Because the director wanted to include one new locale before the series ends.
That still doesn't explain why we're hiding here.
It's not quite finished yet. Nobody's using it.
Actually, how did you even know about this place? Weren't you two only built yesterday or something?
What, do you think the doctor programmed us without any info we might need to work for him?
Well, considering how you've been acting.
That's offensive, so thank you.
Anyway, how do we deal with those guys? I got it.
Bruce!
Close, but not really. We're gonna use you two as bait.
That's nothing like booze.
Well, you want to get back at those guys, right? So just pretend you want to get back with them or something.
Oh hey, that could work.
We'll do it!
You think they'll screw this up? Oh, definitely.
Yoo-hoo! Other robots!
We are here to ask you about something. Turns around to Scratch.
Don't say your directions, you idiot.
You called?
Yeah, we want to join back with you guys because the hedgehog and the flat plumber are jerks.
Why, one of them called me an idiot.
Gee golly, that sure is terrible. Let me just pull out some contracts for you boys.
Hold it right there!
Oh no! An ambush!
That's right. Now you guys are going down. Another job well done. You two weren't too bad yourselves.
You know, why didn't we just fight them before?
It's like we did the middle scene for nothing.
We weren't properly prepared. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so you guys ready to find the next emerald?
Actually, Sonic, I think the results of today's adventure were revenge enough for the two of us.
Yeah, so now we're gonna start over and live a new peaceful life. Ha 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 ha!
Oh, well thanks for helping us out.
Don't mention it, mostly because we'll probably never see you again.
What a couple of weirdos. Indeed. Do you hear that? Hear what? You steal the princess's shoes. I do no such a thing. Did you really accuse him of that? I was improvising. Also, the Chaos Emerald was right behind this bush. How were we so blind back then?
Well, Scratch, I look very forward to opening up that seafood restaurant with you.
I think this is the beginning of a beautiful life for the two of us.
Here again? This place is so overused. Well, it is where the first season ended, so... That's very true. You see Eggman and Bowser come along yet? Yep, looks like they're plotting something.
I thought you said these things would be easy to come by.
They usually are. I don't know what's been going on lately. It's almost as if someone's manipulating the timeline just to get at us.
Wouldn't that be something?
Indeed it would. In any case, 3 isn't bad, and looks like Sonic's about to discover a 4th.
Attack when he's close to it?
That's the plan. Just a little bit closer, Sonic.
Well, time to find a nice place to sleep out here in the unforgiving cold. Hey, Nito, a Chaos Emerald.
Not so fast, Sonic! That emerald is ours!
Eggman!
And Bowser, too.
This is where you meet your end, Hedgehog.
Not if we have anything to say about it. You're through, Eggman.
What the hell?
Hi, Mario.
Sonic, we heard a commotion. Bowser!
Hi again, Mario. Wait, what the hell?
What the hell sounds about right. What's with the doubles?
Well, to put it as professionally as we can, some shit went down in the future and we decided it'd be better to travel back in time to prevent it from happening. Wait, the emeralds can do that? Oh yeah, it's awesome. Maybe try it out sometime after we get Mario and his buddies home.
You aren't getting anybody anywhere. Besides, we have 3 emeralds to your 0. You don't stand a chance.
Think again, Eggman. We also collected 3 emeralds during our trip back in time.
That's pretty clever, actually.
No, that's literally what anyone else would do in our situation.
A cunning strategy.
This is dragging on a bit long, don't you think? Yeah, come on, guys. Let's take those extra 4 emeralds back where they belong. You ready for our last fight? Let's do this.
Cool beans.
As you wish. Attack!
Oh, it's actually animated this time? What a nice surprise.
Ah!
Oh, no.
For Bobby!
Yes, we win! Too bad there was barely any dialogue throughout the whole thing.
Which is weird. This is a comedy series, isn't it? You're still so adorable.
You may have won the battle, Sonic, but the war's not over!
Yeah, whatever, Lardo.
I'm so upset over this defeat, I could say something I know I'll get my ass kicked. I think I will against my better judgment say such a thing. Hey, Sonic!
Okay, the emeralds are safe. What was he gonna say? Something stupid, don't worry about it. Thank you so much for your incredibly unexpected help. Oh, it was no trouble. Let's get you all home now, shall we?
Hey man, I'm Outskis.
What?
This world's cool and all, but you stiffed me on that pizza and, well, I've got plenty of it back in my castle, so I'm going with them.
Oh, well, that sucks. Here I was thinking we could have all sorts of adventures together. We could have, I don't know, made an evil clone of Sonic. A big magnet for the Chaos Emeralds. Orchestrated some big kidnapping plot to nab the emeralds more easily and take over the world with a giant robot. But now that you aren't going to be around, I might as well never do any of those things.
I'm sure you'll come up with something that'll work. Good luck in the future, dude.
Good luck to you too, my friend.
Okay, portal's open.
See you back home, Mario.
Bye-bye, Peach. It was nice meeting you. It was a wonderful time, Amy. Thank you for your help, everyone.
You're a good man, Luigi. Hope things go well for you back in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Thank you, Tails. You've got a bright future ahead of you, so try not to die, okay?
I'll do my best.
You know, despite the short amount of time you spent with us, I think I'll miss you a lot, Yoshi. And mind missing him already.
We knew them for like a day. Are you really that worked up over it?
Well, Knuckles, you could help me forget.
Stop that. Stop that right now.
Fine.
Incredible work out there, Sonic. I can leave this world knowing it's in good hands. And I can send you back to yours knowing the same thing. You weren't too shabby out there, Mario. I might have to learn some of those moves you pulled off. Thank you for your help, my friend. Anytime. Now then, you've got a portal to catch. Well, looks like it finally happened. And it looks like we're about through. So it does. I don't want to sound sappy or anything, but this was an incredible ride. Oh, definitely. Thanks to you and everyone else, I think I can say this was the best experience I've had in my life. Same here. I made some amazing friends through this chance meetup, and well, I wouldn't have had this whole thing any other way. My feelings exactly. Farewell, Sonic. Goodbye, Mario, and thank you.
Say, Sonic,
Yeah, Tails?
you think Mario and his buddies are alright back home?
Knowing them, I've got a good feeling everything's alright.
Sonic! Tails!
What is it, guys?
Eggman's attacking the city.
Mario! Luigi!
What's going on, Toad?
Bowser's kidnapped the princess!
Alright, guys, let's teach Eggman a lesson. Then what are we waiting for? Let's go!
Even after their time together, our heroes continue to work tirelessly to keep their respective worlds safe. So long as they're still around, I think it's safe to say both Sonic and Mario don't plan on changing that anytime soon.
What? We're still alive? Oh, there you guys are. Luigi! Tails! Everyone! Where are we?
Some kind of weird purgatory. Our timeline was erased, so I guess we had to go somewhere.
It's pretty nice here, actually.
You get literally anything you want. It's fabulous. Plus, the gang's all here. It's a worry-free environment for all of eternity. Just the kind of vacation I never knew I wanted.
Russell! How long have you guys been here?
About a year relative time.
Holy hell.
Eggman and Bowser are here too, but no need to worry.
Yeah, they're chill now.
I mean, it's fun doing evil plots and stuff, but the literal fantasy world is nice too.
So long as I've got my pizza, I'm good.
Well, this couldn't have possibly ended on a better note, eh, Sonic? You said it, man. A little pocket dimension with all our friends right here? It already feels like home.
And there we go, everybody. That's all the content that I had prepared for you today. More specifically, the 5th season of Sonic and Mario that just finished. So let me get rid of this, and I'll put my normal avatar up here before I start the... oh, oops, that's the stream chat. Silly Willy me. Okay, let's get rid of that and add image. Thank you, Olivia. I'm glad that you enjoyed. I'm sorry that you're crying, though. I really didn't mean for that to be like you know, the thing. You know, I mean the speech that that they had to each other there before sort of like, you know, disappearing. You know shit. I got a little too distracted there, but you know the speech that Sonic and Mario gave to each other before disappearing, you know, it was supposed to be like a little emotional, you know. You can't really have a proper goodbye without it, you know, being emotional like that. So, you know, I guess that was the whole point, but like I didn't know it was gonna make anybody like cry or anything, but you know that's also why I put the stinger in there. What with everybody, you know, being all happy in their fantasy world in the strange purgatory, with the cloud music from Mario 3 and all that. You know, it's a happy ending, or at least I really hope that you guys think it's a happy ending, uh, and all that. So yeah. Just on some production stuff, I guess I can say before I say my final piece on the year is Joshua Hunter actually noticed, and I forgot to mention this back on Saturday, when we had the premiere. Yeah, indeed, Katie. I decided to, you know, tie up some loose ends here, and Bowser. I knew Bowser needed to get his pizza. You know, by the end of the series, and you know, what a better situation than you know, your Fantasyland purgatory where you get anything that you want. So yeah, but Joshua noticed it earlier, that you know, it's not just that the present version of Mario and Sonic are you know, differently or slightly differently colored in episode 40 when they meet their past counterparts. Also, hello to Carolyn. But I actually went through the trouble of downloading the Vista version of Windows Movie Maker, so that I could get the right colors, like the actual proper colors to change their sprites to, because the first episode, like the original version of episode 1, was rendered in Vista Movie Maker, so I thought that that would be like a clever thing to do, and I'm glad that Josh thought so. Here, Mr. Hunter. Uh, so yeah, I thought that that would be like a fun teensy little detail to put in there. You're gonna head out? Okay. Hope the headache gets better if that's still bothering you, Olivia, and thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed your time. But yeah, so that's one of the things that I forgot to mention last Saturday. The other one that I can immediately think of right now is my voice roles. And what I mean to say about that is that I had like a couple of announcements that I wanted to make in regards to certain roles, like you know, um, Knuckles was one of the voices that was always just really difficult for me to do. Even after I changed my Knuckles voice, like the one that you hear in Sonic and Mario is like my original Knuckles. And then I tried doing a Travis Willingham impression in my non-Sonic and Mario stuff for a bit before I brought Donkey Dude on because he's like a way better Knuckles than I am. So there's that. And as well, you can probably hear it throughout the 5th season, but during the recording sessions, I actually had somewhat of a tough time doing Mario's voice as well. So the thing that I meant to say on Saturday about like a couple of voices here is that you know aside from maybe the occasional select occasion, um, I think that I'm done voicing Knuckles, Mario, and Luigi. Luigi doesn't really give me any difficult. It doesn't give me any difficult. I still can't words. That's one thing that hasn't changed about 2020. Luigi doesn't really give me all that much difficulty, but if I'm not doing Mario, then I might as well just, not do Luigi. So I think that I'm going to put those roles. Knuckles is definitely going into retirement. I don't think I'm going to voice Knuckles for anything again. But Mario and Luigi, I think, are going to be going into like semi-retirement. And that's part of the reason why I did the Mario World skits as well, was to give Mario and Luigi something of a proper send-off as well. The Sonic and Mario being the last thing to be released, but like, the Mario World skits being like the proper sort of goodbye to those roles, at least on a semi-retirement basis. Again, I might bring them back if I feel like it, but yeah, I think it's gonna be at skis for the most part for those roles. So those were the two announcements that I wanted to make. Or well, I guess the first subject wasn't really an announcement. It was just like some production note about this about the show. But yeah, Katie says you can relate to that. There are voices that can be difficult to do, no matter how many times you've done them. Yeah, certainly. I mean, Mario. I think in Mario's case, it's just me getting older. Or perhaps maybe some vocal damage that I incurred on the way. I don't know. It's just kind of a little more difficult to maintain Mario's voice now than it was back in 2009, 2010 or so. So yeah. So I think I'm putting Mario and Luigi in semi-retirement, Knuckles in permanent retirement. I don't think I'm gonna voice Knuckles for anything again. I guess there's one other production note that I can talk about, and it does have to do with voices, so it's a smooth transition. But I also broke out the old Sonic voice that I did for Sonic in the past, and I thought that was like another little neat thing that I could like put in there, because if I can even do it right now.
Because that Sonic voice is something that it's a little harder for me to do nowadays, but I'm still capable of doing it.
But yeah, I don't know. I just thought that as the finale, it'd be nice to not only just tie up the loose ends, but also put in some interesting references and stuff to the past as well, because that's what a proper finale should do, in my opinion. So yeah, that's all the things that I had to say about like Sonic and Mario and like the things relating to it, voice roles and whatnot. Uh, instead, I just want to close out this stream with my thoughts on 2020. You know, um, in general, 2020 was a pretty fucking depressing year. With things like fucking COVID and politics and whatnot. And how should I say? I'm very glad to um be living in the situation that I am right now, or I should say thankful that things aren't worse for me. Uh, you know, uh, because I have a home and I have easy access to food and whatnot. A lot of people don't get those luxuries, and I'm very lucky that even though we are going through a pandemic, that I still am relatively all right. Um, but aside from that, I'm also glad that I had things, like the content creators that I watch, or more professional productions, or my friends to talk to be something of a distraction from all those depressing things this year. And I mentioned it in the Super Mario World commentary in the finale, but I hope that sort of thing, that need of a break from reality, just something to get your mind off of all the depressing shit that's been happening this year. Um, I hope that I've been able to provide that to you, not just this year, but in years past. But like this year in particular was pretty fucking bad. So I hope that if you saw skull902 in your subscription box, or that skull902 is streaming live, or whatever, I hope that when you thought of me or my content, that you thought of something that you could rely on to keep you entertained in a time that was anything but entertaining. Um, so yeah, that's the first and foremost important thing to me, is that you, the viewers, like what you see. And again, I just hope that I was able to provide you with some. Uh, uh, is levity the right word that I think it might be? Just I hope that I provided you with something to uh, make it seem like the bad times weren't so bad. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah. Just like as far as me personally, as a personal reflection on 2020, like I said, oh, Leanne, you're leaving? Well, I hope you had a good time on the stream. Um, so, for me personally, a lot of stuff changed. Uh, you know, at the beginning of the year, I was still making Sonic and Mario. At the beginning of the year, I was still a cast member on Sonic Song 182. And those are the two things that really, that changed. That's it's all over for those things now. But as far as Sonic and Mario goes, you guys did like such an amazing fucking job of just like you made me feel very heartwarmed. It got me right in the heart. To see that people thought that the finale of Sonic and Mario was a satisfying conclusion to the series. So I can look back at episode 40 and be happy with it, not just because I personally thought that was a fine conclusion to the story, but you know, you guys were happy with it too, and you liked the fight scene, and I was so fucking nervous about those things. Um, but you helped me out, to feel better about that by, saying, "Hey, Skull, you did a good job," and like that means a lot to me. Um, And then basically the same thing with the Sonic Song stuff. A lot of the people there in that chat when we had my finale live stream over there were wishing me good luck and saying that that they hoped that the future was bright and well for me and everything like that. And that type of thing just really goes a long way. And I can rattle on and on and on about how much I really do truly appreciate that. But unfortunately, I don't quite have the time. But just rest assured, I very, very much appreciate all the kind words and support. I hope that I have been a beacon of some sort for you guys this year, and I do appreciate all the well wishes and good lucks and good jobs and whatnot. Uh, for everything, be it Sonic and Mario or random skits or live streams or let's plays, what have you. Uh, I got a lot of I miss yous as well, as Stardown just put down. Uh, you know, uh, that that is very nice of you guys to say, and I hope that that I've been able to provide you with some great stuff, or at least stuff that you thought was great. I mean, uh, and everything. I am just kind of repeating myself now, but and that's just how I get when I'm getting like sentimental and whatnot. I have to repeat myself that I do appreciate you guys, and I do hope that I've been able to provide you guys with some stuff that you thought was something that you could rely on to have a good time with, and everything. Uh, so yeah, even though a lot changed in 2020, uh, you know there was a hell of a lot of good stuff there too. I feel, and it wasn't just the people that I was watching, but also the fans and the friends that I was interacting with helped me. With this year, not just with my content, but say with personal issues as well, in certain cases, and I just I'm gonna say it again, but I appreciate it a lot. I'm sorry for being a broken fucking record, but I really just that's how I feel, man. Um, so yeah, I you know uh, I found a lot of love and support from my fans. Uh, I rediscovered the value of friendship uh, and whatnot. Uh, you know, uh, this year I think was something of a transition. You know, I started off doing these things and being a part of Sonic Song and whatnot, and it's transitioning into what I am planning on doing next year. And we'll see how that works out. In 2021. Um, and I hope that you guys will stick around along the way. I've got some plans, as I always do, of course. Got some plans, and I hope that you guys are excited about those. And I will get more into detail about what those plans are exactly when I upload an update video tomorrow. But that's for tomorrow. Tonight, I hope that you guys have a great fucking celebration. However, you're planning on doing it. It's going to be the new year for Miracle here pretty soon. Um, and not too much long after for most of the rest of us, it's also going to be the new year, and I'm excited. So, hell yeah! Just if I could just sum up all of my thoughts into two simple words, it'd be thank you. And that's the note that I'm going to leave this on. Just thank you oh so much, everybody, for sticking around with me in 2020 and lending your support. and I hope that it continues into next year and for many years to follow. So, no Sonic or Sonics, just a little bit later. So again, thank you for sticking around with me and lending your support. And I hope that you can find me entertaining enough, or whatever the case may be, to stick around into next year, because your support is a very special thing to me, and I hope that I can do what I need to in order to maintain that support. Thank you all so much, everybody, for being great fans, great friends, and anything in between. 2020 in general might have been a crappy year, but for my channel specifically, like when it comes to my channel and everything, you guys made it one of the better years for content creation on my channel, and I just can't appreciate that enough. So with all that said, thank you once more. I have been skull902. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and have yourselves a wonderful day.